And there we are.
Happy Monday morning, Monday after Christmas in the United States. We are excited to talk about how to stop comparing my relationship to the fairy tales. Maybe you found yourself stuck in that loop of, oh, if we could just have it like them or just have it like this. And sometimes we don't realize that we're really looking and comparing against that fairy tale. So if you're doing that, how do you stop? Is what we're going to be talking about today. So we're Rita Wood, Tammy Magnuson, we're your brain trainers here to help set you free and unlock you so that you can actually have the relationship you love.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, how do you stop? How do you stop? I think, again, as brain trainers, there's just so many ways of figuring it out, like for you. So, what part are you comparing? Is it the communication part? Is it the sex part? Is it the money part? Because the relationship is a whole. Yeah. I mean, there's a whole thing that happens inside a relationship. So where are you comparing? What area are you?
Yeah, that's comparing? A great question. So let's say it's what were my options? What part are we comparing? Let's say it's the communication. Okay.
Yeah. So tell me, you're seeing someone else communicating with their spouse. Tell me what you're noticing?
Yeah. And they're happy and respectful and include each other.
Mm-hmm. And so when you notice that communication, what do you notice inside you? Like what's happening inside you? Yeah. How are you comparing it? What are you saying? What's the narrative that you're doing in there?
Yeah. And this is different for different people. So for you guys, it might be something that you're hearing when you're talking about communication. For me, it was actually this feeling like it's like this squeezing feeling inside of me. So what's happening when I think that's the squeezing feeling?
So you're sitting there with your partner and you're watching this other couple. So just tell me how you're doing it.
And I think I don't have that. So I must be able to see that somehow. I think, oh, that would be nice. Oh, wouldn't that be nice if someone did that for me? And then, oh, I don't have that. And that squeezing feeling.
So very good. So what we would do is we would go into that squeezing feeling and that feeling there. Where have you felt that before? The first time, the worst time, the most recent time?
Oh, squeezing feeling. Probably, like I could say, so the most recent times probably when I was told something and then it didn't happen.
Very good.
So that's like a lack in communication, right? Like, or not following through. So communication and then.
Okay, what was the first time?
The first time has to be, probably when I was told no, when I was a little girl, when I was told no.
Mm-hmm. And what was the worst time?
The worst time is during my, when my kids when we had to go to court over the kids, so custody.
Yeah. Yeah. So inside our FasterEFT is we would notice those things and we would notice how we are interpreted. How are we seeing it? We're feeling it. And then we would just do the stop technique until those dissipate. Right. And then we write it how we wish it would have happened. So when you were a little girl, instead of saying a no, what would you prefer that they say?
I would have preferred for my parents to talk about it. So they'd be communicating and then they would talk to me and get my input. And then it would be a yes, of course.
Yes, of course. And see, what happens is when we tap those down, so what we do is, FasterEFT style, we would tap that down and change the images, the sensations, and we would rewrite it to that they're communicating. And what's happening is those neurotransmitters are now being wired together. This
Right.
yes, this communication, you're seeing it, you're feeling it, and you go, and then you bring that all the way through all your other times, right?
That's right.
Into the present. And then not only do we stop there, we don't stop there, we keep going, we go into the future pacing where you're seeing it in your relationship because you're paving the road. You're
right.
paving the transmitters are now your reticular activation has set up. Now you can see yourself communicating with your partner, your spouse, and you're having that love, and it's a yes, and you're feeling connected and included.
And that happens in your body. So this is what we know. We know the one thing that every icon in history has said is what you think is what you get. So what you're thinking about is what's going to start happening. And so this is how we change your thoughts so that you can see a future that's totally changed, so that you can see a difference in your life and start creating that from that point. That's the point of creation. And so that's really exciting. So I hope you wrote down a couple of notes on that. What part are you comparing? What's actually happening inside of you? And then all of those times that it's happened before, because the biggest point that we want to live by is we only have the present. And the present is what is going to create the future. And that's what we want to be able to see and feel and move towards. So hopefully that was really helpful for all of you. And thank you, Rita, for teaching us some of these great ways to find those important things. And then the stop technique is below, guys. It's just, you're going to look up and smile. You're going to say, you're going to tap as you say, let that go, let it go. It's in the past. It's no longer here. I'm present right now. Deep breath in, lots of oxygen. And then direct your brain. We anchor something peaceful. We anchor a great memory and direct your brain to be focusing on that instead, right?
Yep.
Great. All right. Well, like this video, share it with your friends, and be sure to comment below on if this gave you some value and what part are you comparing. Maybe you want to share that with us as well.